Good morning, students. Once again, I'm here with you to explain you the poem "The Rain on the Roof." So let's continue, and let me give you some background before explaining. Let's refresh. So in this poem, what I told you, the poet is expressing through his poem the joy that accompanies the shower that falls upon the earth. The rain announces its arrival by forming dark clouds in the sky, along with humidifying the atmosphere. The darkness seems to spread melancholy that is released by the gently weeping raining tears. But for man, these tears ushers in a strange feeling of joy that is provided by the pitter patter of the rains on the rooftop of the cottage. The rain brings back wonderful memories of childhood, and the poet recollects those moments as he lies in the comfort of his cozy bed and listens to the steady patter of the rain. Now, children, today we are doing the last stanza. Today we will be doing the last stanza of the poem. I will be explaining you the last stanza of the poem. In this stanza, when he is hearing the pitter patter of the rainfall upon his roof, there is a memory of his mother who is checking in on him and looking at him fondly and leaving him to sleep in till the break of dawn. Now I already told you, now this that course, that narrator, now he is a grown up person, he is an adult now, and he had lost his mother long ago. His mother died long back. So when the rain was there, he was able to feel her. The poet remembered his mother, and let's read what he is feeling about his mother. Now in memories comes my mother, as she used in years agone. Agone means gone by. To regard the darling dreamers, ere she left them till the dawn. Oh, I feel her fond look on me as I listen to this refrain, which is played upon the shingles by the patter of the rain. Now, first you jot down the meaning of the new word. Agone means gone by. Regard is observe. Dreamer is her child who was fast asleep in a dream world. Ar. Ar means before. So what is the meaning of ar? Before. Fond look. Fond look means loving gaze. Dawn. Dawn is morning. List is listen, and refrain is part of a song that is repeated. Now, children, the poet remembered his mother looking down affectionately at him. Okay. And his siblings as they slept while having pleasant dreams. So she is looking at the children, at the poet who is peacefully, he is sleeping and he is having a pleasant dream. His mother would make it a point to see them fast asleep every night, as she knew she would let them sleep in till the break. Now she knew she loves her children to have fast asleep every night because she knew they will sleep till the break of the dawn. He still remembered his mother looking down on him lovingly as he continued to be in his slumber, listening to the rhythmic patter of the rain. Now, so now in memory comes my mother. So who comes alive in memory? So it is her. It is the mother of the narrator who is coming in his memory. He is remembering his mother. He is feeling that she is standing and looking at him fondly. What did he remembers about his mother? Now he remembered how his mother would come and check on her children where they were when they were small, that whether they are sleeping or not. He still remember that when they were small, when they were when they and that means he and the siblings, when they were small, then how the mother, she used to come at night in their room and she used to see them sleeping. Darling, now who are the darling dreamers in the above line? Darling dreamers refers to the poet and his siblings who were in deep sleep. Now, children, darling dreamer, that poet was not alone in his room. He was having his siblings like brothers and sister. He was having, so they were darling dreamers, and who were in a deep sleep. Or she left them till the dawn. Till the dawn here means point of time till morning. So hour means before she left them, and children, she used to leave them till when? Till early in the morning, and again she used to meet them. So this is all he's remembering about her mother when he is hearing the sweet music of the rainfall which is falling on the roof. So children, with this I have completed the poem. Okay, now this 4 line is also very important. Oh, I feel her fond look on me, as a list to this refrain which is played upon the shingles by the patter of the rain. Now, what is the refrain the poet refers to? So please note it down. The refrain the poet talk of is the sound of rain dropping falling on the rooftop. What is the meaning of refrain here? The refrain the poet talks of is the sound of raindrops falling on the rooftop. Who is her referred to in this extract? Her refers to the poet mothers. Now, what is a refrain? Now, refrain is a verse or phrase that is repeated at intervals through a song or poem, usually after or between stanzas. So this is very important. Please note it down. What is a refer? Which poetic figure of speech is known as a refrain, or which poetic devices is known as a refrain? So write it. A refrain is a verse or phrase that is repeated at intervals through a song or poem, usually after or between a stanza. In the poem, the refrain is by the patter of the rain. The poet is saying that he experiences his mother's fond look even today as he listens to the nostalgic sound of the patter of the rain. Now, children, this line conveyed what? This line is conveying us, the poet is saying that he experiences his mother's fond look even today. Whenever he is sleeping and whenever there is a rainfall, he still remembers the fond look of his mother. She is looking at him very affectionately as he listens to the nostalgic sound of the patter of the rain. Okay, so with this I have completed the poem. Now children, in this poem many poetic devices are there in this poem. So this is also again a very important point. Now in stanza, now let me talk with you, let me tell you that at least 4-5 type of poetic devices are here in the poem. So in the stanza, first is the name of the poetic device is transferred epithet. Please write it. The name of the poetic device which is there in the stanza 1 is transferred epithet. TRANSFERRED, epithet. The second word is epithet, EPITHET. That means the poet transferred his sad mood from himself to the darkness of the night. Now his sad mood is compared with the darkness of the night. And in second stanza 1 there is also one word, humid shadows over. That means humid shadows over is again is an example of transfer epithet, because it is a reflection of the haunting memories of the part that creates shadow in the present. Now first, this is an example of transfer epithet. Now second most interesting and most common poetic device is personification. Okay, personification is non-living thing is acting in a living world, like a living thing. So the poet personifies darkness by giving it the human ability to shed tears. So in stanza 1, in line 3 and 4, you can find personification. Okay, like example, the melancholy tears gently weaves in rainy tears. That is, the poet personifies darkness by giving it the human ability to shed tears. Now children, then we have refrain, that is repetition. At the end of each stanza, the soft falling of the rain is repeated and repeated. So this is the example of refrain. Now children, then one word is there, onomatopoeia. Now this word is related with the sound, like pattering, pitter patter rain. So this is a sound. Pitter patter is a sound which is made by rainfall. So this is onomatopoeia. Okay, tinkling. So tinkling creates an image of sound of the rain falling on the surface of an object. So this is again a onomatopoeia. Now I will tell you, now this poetic devices are over. Now I will tell you how to find the rhyme scheme. You can see how to find the rhyme scheme. So rhyme schemes means the similar word which is at the last, which is at the end of each line. So let's read. Now you can see, now let me use some colors to explain you. Now hover is a line which is not resembling with any line. Now you can see spears and tears are the same. They are resembling. The sound is looking as if it is common sound you can hear. Spheres and tears. It is matching. Then C is darkness. Again it is not matching. Then D, bed. Bed is also not matching with. Okay. Then E, again this is some other word which is not there. And then F, overhead is not matching with any other sounds, any other word. All right. And G also. G is also not matching with any other word. So the rhyming scheme of the poem is A, B. Now we have to write it with a small letter. A, B, C, B, D, E, F, G. So this is the rhyming scheme of the poem. Only it is B which is marked with green color. Only this B is matching twice. Otherwise no other word is matching. So that's why you can see B I have marked with green twice. So the rhyming scheme of the poem is A, B, C, B, D, E, F, G. So this is the rhyming scheme of the poem. Now how to find out the rhyming scheme? You have to see that which sound at the last of the word is resembling which sound of another line. Okay, the last word of the particular line is resembling with which last word of another line. So in this way you can find out the rhyme scheme of the poem. Now we can do the question answer also. I will be discussing the question, and you can see that glossary you have to learn tinkle, short light ringing sound, shingles, rectangle wooden ties used on roof. Children, shingles also mean small stone, but here You can see the meaning of shingle is rectangle wooden tiles used on roof. Then woof is weft. Is old poetic word for before, refrain, a repeated part of a song or a poem. Hear the sound of the rain. List, old poetic word for the listen. Now children, we will do the question answer. I will discuss the question answer, and this you have to do in the copy. What do the following phrase mean to you? Now this is a bit tough, that's why I've thought of discussing with you. Now I'm dictating you, please you have to write it. Humid shadows. Humid shadows refer to the dark clouds that produce rain, containing or characterized by a great deal of water vapor, comma, humid air, comma, humid weather. So humid shadows, please write it. What is this? What is the meaning of this phrase? Humid shadows means it refers to the dark cloud that produce rain, containing or characterized by a great deal of water vapor, comma, humid air, comma, humid weather. Now starry spheres. Now please write the meaning of starry spheres. Since it was believed that the fixed star did not change their position relative to one another, they must be on the surface of a single starry surface. Now it is believed that the fixed star, like the pole star, they did not change their position relative to one another. They must be on the surface of a single starry sphere. Now third is what a bliss. What a bliss refers to immense happiness the poet feels of getting into his cottage and enjoy the pitter-patter of raindrops falling on the roof. So actually bliss means a lot of happiness when one is very happy, immense happiness. So what a bliss means refer to immense happiness the poet feels of getting into his cottage and enjoy the pitter-patter of raindrops falling on the roof. Now fourth is a thousand dreamy fancies into busy being stirred. This refers to imaginary thoughts and fantasies that are aroused in the poet's minds. Once again I repeat, a thousand dreamy fancies into busy being stirred. It means this refers to imaginary thought and fantasies that are aroused in the poet's mind. A thousand recollections weave their air thread into woof. Again, this is a very difficult expression and you have to note down the meaning. The poet is stringing together all his memories into one single unit. That means whatever memories he had of his childhood, he is collecting those memories, he is stringing together those memories into one single unit by entwining it with single thread. Okay, so that all memories is entwining with a single thread. Different memories you can compare with a pearl which is entangled, which is intertwining in a single thread, so that a nice necklace can be prepared. So these were the meaning of some difficult words. Now, what does the poet like to do when it rains? The poet feels delighted to lie with his head pressed against the pillow of his bed in the cottage and listen to the patter of the soft rain on the rectangular tiles of the cottage roof. What does the poet like to do when it rains? The poet feels delighted to lie with his head pressed against the pillow of his bed in the cottage and listen to the patter of the soft rain on the rectangular tiles of the cottage roof. What is a single major memory that comes to the poet? Who are the darling dreamers he refers to? The single major memories that comes to the poet is that of his mother and her fond look and her affectionate look. The darling dreamers are the poet and his brothers and sisters when they were lovingly put to sleep by their mother in their childhood. That means siblings. They were the siblings of the poet and they were put to sleep by their mother. She used to come and visit them at night and she knew that her children will be sleeping till the break of the day. So she used to come and wash them, and then she used to go. Is the poet now a child? Is his mother still alive? No. The poet is not a child now. He is a grown up man. He is an adult. As he sees the clouds gather up in the sky, he is taken back in time, and he is reflecting about the wonderful memories associated with rain. He is recalling his past in which his mother is alive, but perhaps he misses his mother too, as he seems to be a vital part of his memory. So he remembers his mother, and he remembers that when he used to sleep at night early when he was a child, how his mother used to come and see all the siblings. They were sleeping very peacefully. She used to watch them, she used to see them, and she knew very well that they will not wake up till the next day, till the break of the day. And she used to leave the room, and in the morning she used to come to them again. Now children, thinking about the poem, this is again a very interesting question. Some of the question I will tell you to do by yourself. Like here, when you were young child, did your mother tuck you in as the poet did? So this you have to write in your words, in your copies, in snap homework. Do you like rain? What do you do when it rains steadily or heavily as described in the poem? Now this is a very interesting question. Many, especially mostly all the children love rain. So what do you do when it rains steadily or heavily? But when it rains heavily, then what you do? When it is drizzling, no problem, you enjoy, we all enjoy. But when rainfall is very heavy, it rains heavily, then what you people do? This you have to write by yourself. Does everybody have a cozy bed to lie in when it rains? Cozy means comfortable. Look around you and describe how different kind of people or animals spend time, seek shelter, etc. during rain. Now children, first of all, everybody is not so much fortunate to have cozy bed to lie in when it rains. Not everybody is blessed with a comfortable and warm home. Now, and I had seen stray animals trying to shield themselves from the torrential rain under the tree and canopies of shops and house. Even sometimes children, I've seen human beings, they are running here, there and there to say protect themselves from heavy rainfall. They don't have a proper home. Some of the people who are living in the footpath, they suffers a lot. It is pitiable to see little children shivering in their clothes that have been drenched by the tears that drop down from the clouds. So the people who are fortunate, they enjoy, but the people who are distressed, they are not able to break through their misery. So such is a condition. The lucky ones, they have got their cozy bed, they enjoy their life, but some of the peoples, it is very hard to protect themselves when it rains heavily. Okay. Now with this I complete the lesson. Now children, some question will be given to you, because in your examination long question will also come. So I am giving you 2 questions. Okay, first question, this I will do in the snap homework also. Write a short paragraph on your analysis of the poem Rain on the Roof. Write a short paragraph on your analysis of the poem Rain on the Roof. You have to write whatever I have explained to you, you have to write it in detail. Second long question is, how does the poet expresses his sorrow and happiness when he speaks about rain? Okay, so sometimes the poet is very happy, he is in full of sorrow. Okay, easy, because I've told you why he is in sorrow, I've told you why. And what does he remember? Now, third question, what does the poet convey when he says the humid shadow over all the starry sphere? Okay, this question I can tell you is a bit difficult. How does a poet conveys when he says the humid shadow over all the starry sphere? Now, the answer of this question is the poet beautifully explain how the night sky full of twinkling stars get covered by the dark moisture laden clouds that are hovering around the atmosphere. He may be trying to convey that behind every sorrow or darkness there is a light that makes its appearance as soon as the facade. Facade is a deceptive outward appearance. It makes way for it. Now, some other question may come in your examination, like when do the thousand dreamy fancies begin in the poet's heart? So, the answer to this question is the thousand dreamy fancies begin in the heart of the poet when the raindrops patter on the shingles of the roof. The echo touches a chord in his heart, and he starts to reminisce about his childhood days and his loving mother. The next question is, why does the poet feel it a bliss to press the pillow? When it rains, the poet experiences a lot of happiness as he lies in the comfort of his bed in the cottage, listening to the rhythmic beat of the raindrop as they tinkle on the rooftop. The warmth of the bed, the softness of his pillow, and the lullaby sung by the rains takes him to a world of bliss. Bliss means immense happiness, immense pleasure. Now, one other question which is a bit tough, it can come in your examination. What does melancholy darkness signify in the poem Rain on the Roof? Melancholy, I told you, melancholy means sad. So darkness is synonymous with sadness. Melancholy darkness is due to the rain clouds that have hidden the starry sky. The falling of rain from the leaden clouds is being compared to the tears that fall out of our eyes. In both the situation, heaviness is being released. Okay, that means melancholy darkness is due to the rain clouds that have hidden in the starry sky, and the falling of the rain from the leaden cloud is being compared to the tears that fall out from our eyes. In both the situation, heaviness is being released, and we feel light after this. So, in this manner, the melancholy darkness signifies in the poem Rain on the Roof. Now, children, one of this student, he rang me yesterday and he was asking some of the question from the second stanza. Let me read the second stanza for you. Every tinkle on the shingles has an echo in the heart, and a thousand dreamy fancies into busy being starred, and a thousand recollection weave their air thread into woof as I listen to the patter of the rain upon the roof. Now, some of the word he has asked, like what do you mean by dreamy fancies? So dreamy fancies refers to fond memories of his mother. Please note it down here. Dreamy fancies refer to fond memories of his mother, telling them bedtime stories, cuddling them to sleep with love and affection. Now, what echoes in the poet's heart? The tinkling of raindrop on the roof of echoes in the poet's heart. Shingle. Now, shingle here means not stone. I told you shingles here means rectangular tiles used on sloping roof. It is written in the gloss of your book also in the lesson. When does the mind become busy in the poem? The mind become busy in recalling and entwining all the memories of his childhood. Then he become busy and he started thinking, especially he is very happy when he feel that his mother is fondly looking at him. Okay, so with this and by discussing the important question answer, my video, I end my video here. And children, please go through the poem. It's a bit tough, That's why I have to explain all the important word meaning. I've discussed the poetic devices, I've discussed even the rhyming scheme, I have discussed with you people, and I hope you know how to find the rhyme scheme. All right, now with this I've completed the lesson. And what is the central idea of the poem? Anybody can explain what is the central idea of the poem? That we must enjoy our nature. We must enjoy, like the poem is enjoying the rainfall. At the same time, children, he is lot of memories he is recalling. He is sleeping on his bed, which is cozy, and he is recalling different type of memories, sad also, happy memories also. Okay, and that means we must know how to enjoy the nature. Even the sound of the rain which is falling in the on the shingles, on the tiled roof of the poet's house, even he is enjoying that also. He is listening to the music of the rain which is falling on the roof. So with this I end my video here. Thank you and have a nice day ahead.